was pondering our friendship, cogitating on what exactly it is about you that contributes to our meaningful relationship. After all, there are so many valuable facets to our everlasting bond that's hard to pinpoint the exact origins of our affection for you. Maybe it's that one grungy polka dot sweater you wear every out of uniform. Or your uncanny ability to look both threatening and charismatic while sporting a toothpick. It could even be those many trips to Chipotle downtown, where even though we complain about being bored and lament the dearth of both fun and exciting activities that Milwaukee has to offer, I personally was just glad to have spent the time with a friend. Regardless, Griff, just know that wherever you go off to college, and no matter how far away we are from each other, I probably won't try to contact you. We'll just have to wait for a winter break or something, probably. Anyway, without further ado, may I present my fellow sledding and toothpick enthusiast, Griffin Robert Damon.
Why are you so quiet is something I've been asked time and again by peers and adults alike. Those who pose this question always do so with a subtle hint of disappointment in their tone, as if my chronic silence offends them or reflects negatively on my character in some way. They ask it as if my reservedness is some sort of ailment or disease that must be promptly cured or done away with. Well, it's not like they're wrong. In fact, they're entirely right. There's no question that I would consider myself to be more quiet than your average person. I prefer to spend time in my head rather than with others, because I, along with 1/3 to 1/2 of the world's population, am an introvert. Just to clear things up, being an introvert is not equivalent to being shy or antisocial. Introverts can be just as talkative as extroverts. It just has to do with which conditions you operate best under. Extroverts reach their full potential when exposed to high levels of outside stimulation, while conversely, introverts are drained by overly stimulating environments and are at their most thoughtful, creative, and clear-headed when in peaceful, quiet situations. The subtle weight of constantly being around others makes it difficult for your average introvert to operate at 100% efficiency, while an extrovert will find it more difficult to reach their maximum potential while alone. So, even though most people are correct in taking notice of my quiet demeanor, I've always been confused as to why they see it as a flaw. The truth of the matter is that our society has developed a culture that revolves around personalities. We cherish the idea of celebritism. The ideal self is one who is outgoing and in constant search of attention. We no longer value genuine thought, but rather the excitement and rambunctious methods through which they are presented. Our society tells us that to be bold is to be great, and to be sociable is to be happy. If you prefer to be alone, you are a problem case. So, while we rise up the outgoing, we're simultaneously pushing down the introvert. Introversion has become a second-class personality trait in our society. As we rush to conform to the extroverted ideal, the quiet are neglected. In both the workforce and the classroom, getting ahead doesn't always mean having the best ideas, but rather having a gregarious personality and a genuine love for public speaking through which you can sway people through your charisma. Students who speak assertively and frequently in classroom discussions are rewarded with good grades, while more reserved students with similar thoughts are harshly assumed to be less intelligent. When in fact, there is no correlation between who is the best talker and who is the best thinker. Furthermore, our business and political systems revolve heavily around extroverts. For instance, an introvert may design the greatest strategy for running our country that the world has ever seen. But that introvert has absolutely no chance of becoming president because they simply lack the interest in public speaking and constant attention that the position requires. Don't get me wrong, introverts can speak publicly if they want to. I mean, I'm doing it right now. But in all honesty, I'm not really digging all the attention you guys are giving me. And odds are that right after this assembly is over, I'm going to beeline to the nearest empty classroom or bathroom just to get some peace of mind or clear my head. And extroversion can't be learned or taught. In the end, I will always prefer to spend my frees in the library instead of the foyer, and if you're with me at a crowded lunch table or in a large classroom, you'll never actually get to know me. For my entire life, I've always known that I'm not the person society wants me to be. I've been labeled with words carrying harsh connotations, such as antisocial and shy, all because I prefer to spend time alone in my head to actively sharing with others. As it currently stands, social status and self-esteem depend entirely upon conforming to the culture of personality, which is a problem. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we need to find a balance. We have to stop superficially favoring those who are outgoing solely on the basis of their social ability. It is absolutely wrong to suggest that introverts are less valuable simply because they thrive within a setting that society deems unfashionable. We must give introverts the freedom to be themselves by actually encouraging quiet reflection and ceasing to shun those who seek solitude. Because at the end of the day, we're all equally valuable, introverts and extroverts alike. You don't need to be loud to be great, and you don't need to be outgoing to be happy. Because, as Mahatma Gandhi once famously said, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. Thanks.